everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song, where the magic is made every day. I'm telling you, this is day 1671. This is our dear friend Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. And welcome all of you on social media who have joined us here. If it's your first time, don't let it be your last. We've been making the magic for like over 4 years. Is it 5? Woo! Anyway, we have a fantastic two wonderful singers who are going to share with us today. So before we do that, I get to welcome everybody who's joined us on Zoom. And I'll start by welcoming and I'll tell you more about Lewis and Aileen Vance, our two singing guests today, and the great Jojo Rossi, who is our fearless leader in all of this. There's Ariana, who's helping with our tech, and Candace with our tech. Thank you. Without it, we would have no show. Absolutely. Hi, Deborah in Kentucky. Hi, Sheila in Florida. Peter in Syracuse, welcome. And Aloysius in Massachusetts. Julie in Ontario, Canada. I think our guest is from Ontario, too. Sue in Seattle. Linda in Orcas Island. Diane in Massachusetts. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Bonnie in Boise. Gary, my friend Gary in Luda, Victoria. Kate in Charlottesville. Hey, Caroline in Idaho. And let me see, Becky from Vancouver. Cricket from Maryland. Dory and Ollie from Rhode Island, like maybe. Ruth and Clyde traveling in UK. And let's see, Carolyn in DC. Hello. I'm changing my screen. Neil in Boston, Massachusetts. Jane in Texas. Moon in Alexandria is joining us. Sarah and Elizabeth in California. Diana, Nancy in Washington, with her lovely brown cow. Mabel at the Bears. Laris in UK. Anne in Nashville. Lynn in Connecticut. Fred in Silver Spring. Deli in Maryland. Cliff in Vermont and Silver Spring, and Annette in California. I think I got us all. So please join me in taking a deep breath in and a breath out. Breathing in and out. Why? Because we can, y'all. Because we can. A brand new day. And I'm not going to waste any time, but I'm turning it over to our two song leaders today. Our first one, both of them are not new to the Daily Antidote of Song. Our first one, Jane Lewis, is coming to us from Guelph, Ontario, singer-songwriter. She's been here before as part of the duo Gathering Sparks, and she's coming today sharing her message. Take it away, Jane!
Hey, everybody. I'm on today because I have a song about the Day of the Dead that's a call and response song, so I thought it would be perfect for Daily Antidote singers. So it's really just speaks to the celebration of ancestors that happens in that Mexican tradition. And I come from a very, I guess, European background, which doesn't have that connection and ancestry and family connection. So I was really thinking about that with this idea. So it started out Spirits in the Graveyard, and I actually wrote it with a lot of space in between each line. And the first time I sang it for someone else, they just automatically did a call and response. And so the call and response part was born. So it's easy for you to sing along. I just sing the first line and you sing it back. I think, are the lyrics in the chat? There is a little bit at the end where we sing together. So I'll tell you how it goes. So I'll sing a line and then you sing it back. It sounds like this. Spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard. And then whatever we were doing in line 3 in the graveyard, we do that again together. Dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. So the last line is always laying their burdens down, and the second last line is just a repeat of what was in line 3. Does that make sense? Can I see some thumbs up? All right, I think we can just launch. I'm gonna add, because it's a very short song, I'm gonna add a vocal solo verse somewhere in the middle, maybe after the third verse. And that's just where you can sing wherever you want. I think improv is a really fun thing to do when you're at home in your own space. You can sing whatever you like. If that isn't your comfort zone, then I'll just say sing something that sounds like the melody for the verse. And then we'll come back to the last verse. Here we go. Spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Families in the graveyard, families in the graveyard, singing in the graveyard, families in the graveyard, singing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Angels in the graveyard, angels in the graveyard, spinning round the graveyard, angels in the graveyard, spinning round the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Let's do a vocal solo. La da 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 da, 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 ba da 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 da. Spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Now we just repeat that ending. Dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down.
Wow, that was so beautiful. Your voice is beautiful. The song is beautiful. The words on November 1, which is the Day of the
Today's the day.
Dead. Thank you for bringing that to us in a way of honoring our ancestors. How did the song come to you?
Um, Honestly, it came, I will tell you the story. I was pet sitting for a friend who had a dog who was very old. They were in Niagara on the Lake, and I had to take him for a walk twice a day, but he could only go one block. And there was a very small, beautiful Niagara on the Lake old graveyard. So every time I walked by with this dog, which was many times, I just kept hearing spirits in the graveyard. And then the first verse happened, and then I just had to think, okay, what is this about? Why is this song coming through to me? And it just got me thinking about. It felt like a contrast between the graveyards of that I'd been to when my ancestors and not really feeling a connection to them, and then the Day of the Dead tradition of really honoring ancestors and remembering them and wanting a reunion with them. So I was kind of juxtaposing those things.
Wow, that is so powerful, Jane.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us and inviting us all to do the same. Thinking about those who came before. And as we move to our second guest, the idea of honoring those who came before, one of the best ways is when we think of our democracy and the ability to vote. So we have for us today also Aileen Vance, who is no stranger to Daily Antidote of Song. She's been here many times. She says, I call myself a regular now. So I've been here so much. And she is going to share a beautiful song with us that's that has been now incorporated into a project called Songs of Democracy. Emma's Revolution, you might have heard, they put this together with others in the community of songs encouraging us all to vote. And her song is going to be in Volume 3. I have one in Volume 2, and so does Jane in one in Volume 2. So we're all about that as we honor our ancestors and we're moving forward. So no further ado, Aileen, take it away.
I am so amazed at the wealth. I talk about this all the time, but the wealth of songs, the well of songs that we can draw from if we're feeling discouraged, or if we need a song to comfort us or to, go on a walk with, as Jane was just describing. She went on a walk and a song came to her. That's a really powerful way for us to live. So thank you, everyone. And I'm always amazed when I look at the little squares and people have props ready. How do you do that? That's amazing. So this is a song that will be on the Volume 3 of Songs for Democracy. And some of you have sung it with me before. It has a repeating line that goes like this: and no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. That comes at the end of every verse, and the chorus goes like this: we will hold each other's hands, we will have each other's backs, we will walk into the storm, we will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. So let's try that together. We will hold each other's hands, we will have each other's backs, we will walk into the storm, we will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. There are those who walk among us who will say we don't belong. They will shout and try to silence us. They will try to beat us down. But we were great before that slogan, and we'll be great when it's gone. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands, we will have each other's backs, we will walk into the storm, we will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. There's talk of walls and quotas, there'll be threats and lies, we know. There's shock and dread among us as we watch the hatred grow. But we've built bridges across that darkness, we've had the power all along. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands, we will have each other's backs, we will walk into the storm, we will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. They will say that we are evil, but we'll answer, love is love. They'll send their thugs to try and stop us when we march to save the dove. But we still stand for peace and justice, and we still know right from wrong. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands, we will have each other's backs, we will walk into the storm, we will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll carry on. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on.
Stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other the strength to carry on. Ooh, that goes deep, Aileen. That goes deep.
It's beautiful to hear you come in like that, Kathy,
Oh
too.
my God, oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's gonna be ringing. Give each other strength to carry on. That is so powerful. Those are all your words, Aileen? Did you write this? Tell us how that emerged.
Well, this is an interesting thing. I wrote a song that the chorus is the same as a song I wrote the day after the election in 2016.
Wow.
And I was on Daily Antidote interviewing the wonderful singer-songwriter Irene Espiritu from Oakland, who had a song that she had also reworked that she had written in 2020. And I was so inspired by what she said about her song that I decided to go back to this song that had this super short shelf life. It was very specific to November and the election, and I rewrote it. I rewrote the verses and tweaked it a little bit so that we could sing it now. And I also think that I was thinking a lot about how all of these messages that we're getting are so demeaning and so hateful, and so we're getting so overwhelmed with them, and we have to remind ourselves that we have all the tools within us to continue to persevere against injustice. We have all the tools in us to continue to try and lead with love, and it's so difficult. It's such a challenge. So I was thinking a lot about that and trying to invite people into this song again, and to invite myself to continue to sing about that.
Oh, it should be our theme all around the world. What you were just saying, to invite us back into love and starting from the power there and moving out. And how King talked about the power of love over hate and all of those things and what you're singing. And we all have the tools within. Oh my, things to live by, y'all. Y'all get that? For as we think about this Friday today, wherever we are in the world, strength to carry on. We have all of that within us. And we didn't just drop out of the sky, because Jane reminds us there were those who came before us.
Exactly. I was just thinking, such a perfect song to hear Jane singing Spirits in the Graveyard before I sing my song, because we're standing on the shoulders of all. I was thinking particularly about women, and I don't remember who it was who hold up the picture of somebody who was one of her ancestors who looked like a suffragette. And I was thinking, think about the women who fought for the vote, just to vote. Think about all the people during the civil rights movement in our American South who fought for the right that they already had, but were denied to vote. And it's so important for us to continue to say we do have the right to vote, and we exercise that right. We have a voice, and our voice matters. And we're standing on the shoulders of the spirits in the graveyard. It's just so beautiful. I love that.
Deep. That's what I heard too, Aileen. The same thing. Jane, what you want to say? I see you nodding your head.
I'm just in support of everyone. I'm in Canada, so I'm not a U.S. citizen, but definitely watching. We're all watching up here and hoping everybody gets out to vote. So, yeah, in support.
Speak your voice, because you have a voice. It matters, and you can. And if we put love at the center of it, which is what your song, Aileen, invites us to do. Wow. Wow. If we put that in the center of everything before we even open our mouths and let the words fall out, what would we say differently? Or not say? Or say?
It's a huge challenge.
It's a challenge.
Such a huge challenge. I think it's a huge challenge also to, I think a lot about the words of Dr. King, and I recognize the deep difficulty in trying to follow at least for me, it's a huge, huge challenge. So,
Of course, it's a challenge. Oh, please. Oh my. That's my word for, like, if I go there, we'd be here all day. You know. but it came to my heart so deeply, both of what you said. Wow. I'm just going wow. Thank you both for just the phenomenal way of sharing your gifts today with these words. And it brought tears to my eyes and just, oh my goodness. And sometimes we don't even realize how much we might be tense or tension or anxious or living that way until we hear these songs that invite us to breathe deeply, to think with honor and love, and invitation and joy for our community and all of us, and what that does to our heart, our spirit, our blood pressure, our community. So, with that in mind, thank you so much. I think we might have time to do just a tad of reflection, a little bit again. I mean, I would love to have just a taste, Jane, of your song, which is short and to the point, and then maybe your chorus and a verse too, Aileen, from yours, or maybe all of them, depending on the time we have. And then I'll just remind us of what's happening tomorrow. Y'all realize this is here happening right now on the Daily Antidote of Song, the miraculously healing, informative, uplifting words that are being shared by these two songwriters and beautiful singers today. And that this kind of happens every day. What?
You know, the other amazing thing I think that's happened with Daily Antidote of Song, and they've engendered this, is now so Jane and I are singing across borders. She's in Canada, I'm in the United States. Often we have someone from England, or we have people from England here today. We have people from Canada. Usually we have people from India. We've got people from Italy. So we're across all these borders as well, and that's a great gift that Daily Antidote has given us.
It is. It's one of the most beautiful as we expand our community and our family. Thank you so much for making this happen. Well, Daily Antidote every day, and particularly for today. So if you touch on Jane helping us to sing through, reminder of your song, and then we'll switch right to Aileen, and you'll take us out with your song. Oh, maybe before you say yours, Aileen, I'll talk about who's coming tomorrow, and then you'll sing us out. How's that?
Okay. I'll go right to it, and I'll skip the vocal section so that we can go right to get some of Eileen's as well. So, here we go. Spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Families in the graveyard, families in the graveyard, singing in the graveyard, families in the graveyard, singing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Angels in the graveyard, angels in the graveyard, spinning round the graveyard. Angels in the graveyard, spinning round the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Spirits in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, spirits in the graveyard, dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down. Last time. Dancing in the graveyard, laying their burdens down.
Thank you so much, Jane. That's beautiful, beautiful. Holding that thought. Oh, it's beautiful. Before we move to Aileen, we have on reminder of what's happening tomorrow. I think we have a wonderful list. Look at all these fabulous folk. Oh, we got my friends Peter and Mary Alice Abaddon are tomorrow, and then David Roth on the next day, Sunday, and they're both fabulous songwriters, singers, and people that I know and love. So stay tuned. Now, with that in mind, Aileen, sing us out today.
Well, so let's sing the last verse and the chorus of the song, and that'll sort of, I hope, get us all prepared. If you haven't voted yet, please vote. If you have voted yet, thank you. Talk to a friend or a family member about voting. It's the way we connect. And thank you so much to everybody, and to Joe and to Kathy and to Jane for the beauty today and the healing.
Thank
you,
Aileen.
So the verse 3, they will say that we are evil, but will answer love is love. They will say that we are evil, but will answer love is love. Send their thugs to try and stop us when we march to save the dove, but we still stand for peace and justice, and we still know right from wrong. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. Here we go, last chorus. We will hold each other's hands, we will have each other's backs, we will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on.
From the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. Thank you so much, Aileen. Thank you so much, Jane. And all of the community, it's our time to depart with that message, that healing message of hope that we have. So let me see if I move my, oops, wait a minute. I turned the wrong screen on. I'm trying to get to the peoples so I can say view. There you are, beautiful folks. So, is this been a fabulous Friday or what? What? Join me in thanking Jane and Aileen, please, with your hand waves and just appreciation. And those who are in the social media, joining us, YouTube and Facebook, thank you for joining us today. I hope you got at least a piece of the joy and the inspiration that I did from this fabulous day. Go out and make a difference, just being you, bringing love and joy. Okay, with that, I have to say, see ya. Maybe tomorrow, if you're free. We got good stuff coming on. Thank you again, Jane from Guelph, Ontario. Aileen from Santa Cruz. Deborah, so good to see you in Kentucky. And Julie from Ontario. Give each other strength to carry on. It's in my head. I'm just sorry. I'm just telling you now. Thank you, Candace, for your teching of doing that. Where are you? Oops, I just lost her. But she was on the screen just a minute ago. And then Sue in Seattle, and Kathleen in Albuquerque. Luda in, where is Luda? Oh, in Victoria. Hi, Candace. Thank you for doing your fabulous tech as you always do. Kate in Charlottesville. Hey, Carolyn in Boise. Neil in, oh my God, I'm just feeling all this love, y'all. Carolyn in DC. Oh, so cute. Peter from Syracuse. Annette in California. Ariana in LA, all right, and Susan in Seattle. Give each other strength to carry on. You've done it now, Aileen. It's okay. All right. Hold on. In British Columbia, Joe, fearless leader. Did I get everything, Joe? Nothing else we needed to add? Okay, good. And we're saying thank you to Anne from Ukraine way back. Wow. And I saw pictures of your ancestors that you shared. Oh, I'm just saying, oh my God. Gary, my friend Gary, and Christy, sending me love to her. Cliff in Vermont, hey, good to see Athena in Brooklyn, good to see you. Linden Orcas Islands, hey, Bonnie in Boise, Idaho. Where are we now? Chuck in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And Doris and Ollie in Rhode Island. There's Doris. Deli in Maryland. Fred in Silver Spring. Diane in Puerto Rico, which we love. Puerto Rico. And we honor Cricket in Maryland. Ann in Silver Spring. Diane in Massachusetts. Aloysius in Massachusetts. Storm with the cool hat in Massachusetts. Always has a cool hat. Ruth, hey, in UK traveling. Lynn in Connecticut. Laris in the UK. Woo, that looks good, that background. Wish I was there, even if it's on the Zoom. Sheila in Florida. Jane in Texas. Oh, celebrating Halloween. Still Moon has joined us. Sarah. Elizabeth from California. Nancy with a beautiful brown cow. Mabel with the bears. Ray, Joe's mom. Hey, Mom. Kat from Vermont. And Sandy in Western North Carolina. And Martha in Oregon. And we'll give each other strength. And we'll give each other strength. And we'll give each other strength to carry on. Much love and happy Friday. See ya.